Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Alviso. We have one that I've been sitting on. I have a few of these. This one's from 6 weeks ago. Pretty stoked to talk about actual race content. And let's stay motivated together through the off-season, you guys. What do you think about that? I'll do a slow trickle of old race content, and we can look forward to February, March when the racing season gets back into full swing. Fingers crossed. But before we get into it, I wanted to give a shout out to Performance Bicycle. You guys probably don't know this. They've been longtime supporters of this channel, and they recently redid their website. It's performancebike.com. Go check it out. They have all the name brand stuff, a great selection, and they're headquartered here in NorCal, so consider supporting a local business before you give more of your hard-earned money to Amazon and Jeff Bezos. And they're offering right now a coupon code NCC10 for 10% off. And look, guys, this isn't anything that I benefit from. I don't get a kickback on that coupon code. The savings go directly to you. So performancebike.com, go check it out. And with that being said, let's kick off some more Alviso footage. I really do like coming back to these older ones because I was just watching this, you guys, and I've forgotten what happened in this race. I think it makes the commentary much more genuine. The one thing I do remember is I'm racing solo here, no teammates, and there's Jerome in front of me. You guys know all the hitters in this race already. I don't have to call them out by name anymore, but I probably still will, and I'll point them out as best as I can. What else? Oh, I have a broken heart rate strap. I've replaced it since, but I had a broken heart rate strap, so that's why I'm not getting sneaky with you guys and hiding heart rate or anything like that. But yeah, no heart rate for this race. SJBC there in front of me. The boys in blue. There's plenty of them in today's race, so let's just dive into it and talk about how this race unfolds. All right, first attack here on the left by San Jose Bike Club, SJBC. And I was out of position. It was a good attack. He launched from further back. But look, so check this out, guys. It's 23 kilometers to go. There's some wind on this course. He's so low. I'm not going to panic. And actually, his teammate's probably doing a little bit too much work. Actually, a lot too much work right here. So I'm just going to happily sit in his teammate's draft. He should not be chasing right now at all. Guys, don't chase teammates. Just don't do it. So just because I'm not worried about that rider doesn't mean I'm going to sit mid-pack and do nothing. I am going to roll the turn right here just to make sure, his lead doesn't swell out to like 30, 40 seconds or something like that. Okay, it's a lap later. That solo SJBC rider is getting brought back, but it's been pretty fast. That's Brian. Brian's pretty fast, so there was quite a bit of work to bring him back. But now check this out. We're entering the tailwind section. The speed was really fast. Brian was just caught. It's like I'm ticking all the boxes here for a counterattack. My position's really good, so I just launched past these front riders who were tired from either chasing or being caught. And I put out some power. I think I touched 1,000 watts there for a second, but I didn't have to do this crazy sprint-like effort, and I immediately opened this gap. And then I just settle into like a 320 watt effort or so, but look, it lasts like 3 seconds. I just immediately get caught. But that's okay, because look, I forced my competition to do some chasing, and I kept the race under my control. Meaning I'm dictating the speed of the race. If somebody else were to counterattack, I would have had to chase, and I'm kind of losing control. And as a result, I get to spend the next 6 kilometers just chill in the pack. If I had heart rate data right now, you guys, it would be really low. Look, I'm doing 150 watts, going 28 miles an hour. This is the benefit of the draft. And that's all because the first couple of laps were just bananas fast. I was doing all this counterattacking. Other people were coming over the top of me, and it was just back and forth. And then at a certain point, if the breakaway doesn't establish itself, everyone gets in this weird mood where they're very reluctant to continue this aggressive racing. And that's because there's a fear that, if you put in a hard attack and then you get chased back and countered, you're going to miss the breakaway. So the whole middle of this race is just real chill and slow, and that was set up by some earlier efforts that me and some others were doing. But now that's all about to change, and I see Blaine moving up on the left here. I got a peek of him on that previous straightaway. I saw him moving up. I can see him again right now. I'm keeping an eye on him. I see him attack right here with Nick in his wheel, and I think they're bringing a San Jose rider across too. So the fun and games are over. Back to hard racing, and now I really have to commit this effort because that group of 3 is very capable of going all the way to the finish with 12 kilometers to go, and it contains an SJBC rider too, so don't forget that SJBC has 8 riders in this race or something like that. So if they have, by the way, I have one of the SJBC riders in my wheel right now. He's not going to be doing any help because he has a teammate up the road. So if you think about it, if one of the SJBC riders is up the road in a breakaway, that eliminates 7 chasers from the field because they're not going to chase their teammate, right? They're not supposed to. That's the rule. Rule number 1 is what I always say in bike racing: don't chase your teammates. Oh, wait, actually, rule number 1 might be rubber side down, but you get the point. So I make a pretty serious energy commitment to this move right here, and it looks like we have a little bit of a gap, but maybe not a whole lot. I do like the composition of this group, if we can maintain this gap. And of course, I get stuck behind Donald. Nothing against Donald. He's a great racer. He's just really aero. So it's actually a compliment to Donald, but look at him. I mean, he's already a pretty diminutive guy. He holds a really aero position. He's really strong, and he's just really hard to get behind because he has like 0 draft. So anyway, I'm not looking behind me right now. I'm not paying attention to whether or not we have a gap. I just put my head down. I roll a turn right here. Don't forget, guys, if you want a breakaway to be successful, you have to commit the energy. Bridging across to it doesn't mean anything to the people that are already in the breakaway. You have to roll a turn, but it's all for naught anyway because we just get caught right away. So this is another failed breakaway attempt. You know, I think this is just one of those weird days where it wasn't that windy in Alviso. It's usually really windy out here, and it was just really hard to establish a breakaway. As hard as we were trying, we just weren't able to pull it together. But that doesn't stop me from trying. Remember, we had a really hard beginning of the race, an easy middle, and then a hard ending, and this is usually the pattern that you see. So here, look at all these guys turning their heads. It's like, look, I have to attack that. When you have all these front riders turning their heads, looking at you, slowing down, just carry your momentum. I didn't commit a whole lot of energy to this move. Noticed I had Jerome in my wheel. Jerome's always super strong in a breakaway, so commit some more energy here because I'm not giving up just yet on a breakaway attempt. But this will probably be my last attempt before the end of the race because with 7Ks to go, you know, it's looking very likely that it's going to be a sprint finish, so it's time to start acting accordingly, saving my legs, saving my energy, so I can uncork a sprint in the last 250 meters. And yep, sure enough, it looks like we're getting brought back. We maybe have a 2-second gap. Some other riders joining us. So this will wrap it up. Let's fast forward to the last lap and talk about the field sprint. All right, one to go. Coming through the last lap right now. You can see I've fallen back quite a bit. I'm in the kind of that sweet spot where the draft is really good, but I'm still not too far from the front to make something happen. I definitely don't want to be like top 5 right now because that's where you have to respond to attacks. You're feeling those surges, those changes in pace. You want a nice consistent effort like I'm doing right here at 100 watts. That's the most consistent effort that I want to do in the last lap. Consistency is efficiency. I've preached that on this channel before, but one thing you're going to notice is I'm going to start peaking my head because I don't want to lose track of what's going on in the front. You don't want to get complacent with two kilometers left to go. So I'm going to start peeking my head out. I think I remember trying to make sure because I see there's some action on the front right now. There's little gaps opening up, and there I am kind of peeking my head around the right side. I'm leaning in my desk chair right now doing the same thing. And I just want to make sure it's all welded together. You see that gap? That's like 2 or 3 bike lengths. I want to make sure that doesn't turn into 5 or 6 bike lengths, and all of a sudden you're not part of the end of the race. You don't want that to happen. Okay, so let's talk about moving up, because without teammates to do a lead out, I'm on my own here, and I have to time it just right if I want to win this sprint. When it's single file like this, what do you guys think? That's a terrible time to move up. I can move up 3 wheels right now, 3 places right now. I could do a huge surge in speed, move up 3 wheels. That's no good. I want to wait until either the speed slows down or the group bunches up, and I want to do an effort that is going to get me 10 places. I want to get up into the top 5. So when it's single file like this, that's not a good time. This is a bit of a headwind right here, so this is probably a good time. And let's see if I move up. Yep, it looks like I am. And it's not really bunching up, but look at my power. I don't even think I broke 300 watts. I think I did 250 for a second, and I was right around 200 watts. I moved up 5 places because everyone else around me was either coasting or just touching the brakes, and I just carried my momentum. You can see it's bunching up now because of the headwind. And now is when SJBC launches this single rider. And I've actually moved up a little bit too far. I do like my position behind Jerome here, Class C Sprinter in the light blue, but there is only one other rider in front of Jerome, and with 850 meters to go and an SJBC rider just kind of dangling off the front, I'm going to have to start thinking about the possibility of having to go early in this case, which is not the worst thing in the world because it's a tailwind finish, but it's something to consider because I'm a little bit too far up right now. I want there to be, an SJBC train in front of me. That's what I'm looking at right now. But as I've been talking, this Team Mike's Bikes development rider has just done me a total solid. And I don't know if he was trying to ride everyone off his wheel or just keep it fast and safe. But in either case, kudos to him because I've benefited from this. And now we're through that corner. And from 350 meters to go, I feel pretty good. This is when SJBC launches way too early and Jerome inadvertently gives me this awesome lead out as he chases down the SJBC rider. Brings me right up to 37, 38 miles an hour. Basically is my lead out man right here, even though he's not, but I just timed it perfectly. Started my sprint with about 175 meters to go, and that's all she wrote. Wraps up another edition of Alviso. Thanks for watching, guys. As always, I'll catch you in the next one.